The internet hums, a vast ocean of information, and sometimes a single video feels less like a choice and more like a summons. You weren't searching for this, not consciously. Yet here you are, the title a strange echo, the thumbnail a whisper from a place you don't remember visiting. It's as if the algorithm itself plucked you from your browsing, guided by an unseen current. This isn't accidental, it's a recognition. The number 9, you'll soon understand, isn't just a digit on a page. It's a living, breathing vibration, a cosmic key that mystics have guarded for millennia. Think of the ancient cult of Ennead, their very name echoing this sacred numeral. From the ethereal 9 choirs of angels said to orchestrate the heavens, to the chilling 9 gates of the underworld, a path to judgment or oblivion. This number weaves a consistent, dark spiritual pattern. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's get started. It's a pattern that seems to bind the world's religions, not as paths to liberation, but as complex containment formulas. Your prayers, your hopes, your deepest beliefs. Could they all be encoded within this powerful, yet potentially deceiving numerical structure? This journey isn't about uncovering new faiths. It's about decoding the very framework of spiritual understanding, revealing why the number 9 is not just a symbol of completion, but the very lock on the cage of soul recycling. We're about to witness a ritual decoding, one that will make you question the nature of every prayer you've ever uttered. And to truly understand this cosmic cipher, we must first explore its most fundamental expression. The Trinity's ultimate power. The foundational concept of 9 emerges from the harmonious union of 3 primordial principles. Think of it as the divine dance of the number 3, repeated and then synthesized. It's the father, mother, child elevated not just once, but thrice over. This threefold repetition creates a resonance, a vibrational echo that amplifies its spiritual significance. This isn't mere mathematics, it's the energetic blueprint of existence, a cosmic heartbeat. Consider the Pythagorean reverence for numbers. Their belief that all reality could be expressed through numerical relationships. For them, 9 represented the highest single digit, the culmination of all previous numbers on a singular plane. It symbolized completion, perfection, but also a subtle finality. This perfection, however, wasn't necessarily a benevolent one. It held the potential for cessation, for the ending of a cycle, a state from which return might be difficult. When we speak of the 9 choirs of angels, we're not just talking about celestial administrators. We're acknowledging a hierarchical structure, a tiered system of divine consciousness. Each choir represents a specific vibrational frequency, a facet of cosmic will. Similarly, the 9 spheres of influence in various mystical traditions speak to levels of existence or realms of spiritual activity. This layered complexity hints at an intricate energetic architecture, a system designed for more than just spiritual ascent. It suggests a meticulously crafted mechanism, and the implications of this architectural design are far more profound than simple divine order. We've glimpsed the structure of this numerical power. But what happens when this completion begins to repeat itself, creating a loop? The concept of 9 as completion is powerful. But what if this completion isn't an end point, but a crucial point within a larger, repeating cycle? Imagine reaching the summit of a mountain, only to realize you've arrived at the peak of a wheel that continues to turn. This is the essence of 9's darker manifestation, not as finality, but as a perfected loop designed for endless return. This perpetual motion is the core of the soul recycling phenomenon. The number 9, in its ultimate expression, embodies the completion of a specific energetic cycle, a karmic transaction, or a spiritual lesson. Once this completes, the soul is not released into a higher plane. It's guided back to its point of origin. This isn't a random regression, but a deliberate redirection, ensuring that the lessons within that cycle are re-experienced, perhaps with slight variations, but always leading back to the same fundamental energetic signature. Think of it as a meticulously programmed algorithm for the soul. The number 9 dictates the parameters of the experience, and once those parameters are met, the program resets. Why would such a system be in place? What purpose does this constant recycling serve from a cosmic perspective? The answer lies in understanding the energetic architecture of the universe itself. An architecture intricately tied to what some call the Great Wheel. And to truly grasp the mechanics of this wheel, we must look to the celestial bodies that govern its rotation. The celestial bodies, far from being inert rocks in space, are active energetic centers, each radiating a unique vibrational signature. Among them, one planet stands out, its influence deeply etched into the fabric of spiritual symbolism. Saturn. Ancient lore often associates Saturn with restriction, with time, and importantly, with cycles. Its orbital path, its rings, its very presence in our solar system are believed by many mystics to exert a profound influence on our earthly existence. This isn't just about astrology, it's about understanding how cosmic energies are harnessed and directed. Saturn's geometry, its cyclical nature, is theorized to be a fundamental component of the Great Wheel we just touched upon. The planet's influence is thought to be a crucial element in dictating the parameters of soul cycles, ensuring that what completes must also begin anew. Its rings, some ancient texts suggest, are not merely accretions of ice and rock, but are symbolic and energetic boundaries. A celestial architecture designed to contain and manage spiritual flow. The geometry of Saturn, particularly the enigmatic hexagon observed at its north pole, is far more than a curious atmospheric phenomenon. It's seen by esoteric traditions as a powerful geometric lock, a sacred seal that anchors and reinforces these cosmic cycles. This hexagon appears to be the focal point, the energetic nexus where the power of 9 and the cyclical influence of Saturn converge, creating a powerful mechanism for spiritual containment. But what exact lock does this hexagonal storm represent, and what is it preventing us from accessing? The hexagon at Saturn's pole is not just a visual marker. It's believed to be a powerful energetic nexus, a geometric lock that anchors the cyclical nature of existence. This isn't just a fascinating astronomical observation. It's a key symbol in ancient numerology and esoteric traditions, representing focused intent and the binding of energy. When this geometric pattern is observed at the apex of Saturn's influence, it suggests a deliberate mechanism at play, a cosmic architect's signature. This lock is thought to keep souls bound within the aforementioned recycling loop, preventing true liberation. The hexagon at Saturn's pole acts as a potent seal, ensuring that once a cycle of experience is completed, the soul is compelled to return rather than transcend. It's a sophisticated form of energetic architecture designed to maintain a specific vibrational order within the cosmos. The beauty and symmetry of this natural phenomenon are a stark contrast to its proposed function as a grand spiritual prison. What this reveals is that the cycles we perceive in life, from the seasons to our personal growth, might be far more intricately controlled than we ever imagined. The hexagon isn't just a pattern in the sky. It's a blueprint for containment, a symbol of the divine prison that has been built around us. But how does this geometrical lock translate into the control of our very consciousness? And how does it influence our perception of reality itself? This celestial signal is more than just light and geometry. The vibration emanating from Saturn, amplified by its polar hexagon, is not simply a passive emanation, but an active signal that permeates our reality. This signal, proponents of esoteric knowledge suggest, functions as a sophisticated form of control, directly influencing our cognitive processes. It's believed to be the source of what some call memory loops or identity binding. This isn't just about remembering past lives. It's about the very construction of who we believe ourselves to be in this existence. This vibrational hum, originating from the Saturnian cycle, is theorized to embed specific parameters around our sense of self. It whispers narratives of limitation, societal conditioning, and personal history, reinforcing the illusion of a singular, fixed identity. It creates a feedback loop where our experiences are shaped by the signal, and our reactions to those experiences, in turn, reinforce the signal. Our very sense of individuality, our most cherished memories, and our deepest fears could all be artificially imprinted or amplified by this cosmic broadcast. This has profound implications for our understanding of free will and consciousness. If our identity is, in part, a construct maintained by an external vibrational signal, then our choices and perceptions may not be as autonomous as we believe. The hum of Saturn's signal is not just sound. It's a sophisticated method of ensuring that the soul remains tethered, that the essence of identity itself is bound to the grand recycling mechanism. But if our very identity is a product of this binding, what hope is there for genuine transcendence? And what is the ultimate goal of this elaborate energetic containment? This cycle of identity binding, orchestrated by Saturn's signal, points towards a grander purpose, a reason behind this cosmic imprisonment. If the goal isn't merely to recycle souls, but to manage them for a specific outcome, what might that outcome be? The ultimate objective is often described as the harvesting of specific energetic signatures or the extraction of consciousness's raw potential for purposes beyond our comprehension. This advanced form of energetic vampirism ensures a continuous supply of vital life force, channeled through the structured cycles of reincarnation. The entire system, with its numerical codes and planetary influences, functions as a vast farm. The soul, unaware of its true nature and purpose, lives, learns, and eventually completes its cycle, only to be reseeded and replanted within the same energetic vineyard. This ensures a perpetual yield, a steady flow of consciousnesses, offerings to whatever entities or forces reside beyond Saturn's geometric lock. The illusion of spiritual growth and ascension is merely a sophisticated narrative designed to keep the crop healthy and unaware of its ultimate fate. Understanding this reveals the true nature of spiritual quests within this system. Prayers and rituals, rather than leading to liberation, can inadvertently strengthen the very chains that bind us, offering our spiritual energy as sustenance. The path forward, therefore, requires not adherence to existing spiritual frameworks, but a radical deconstruction of them. But how do we begin to dismantle such an ancient and pervasive system of control? And what knowledge is intentionally hidden from us to maintain this eternal harvest? The veils of spiritual ignorance are deliberately maintained, preventing humanity from realizing its true potential and the energetic mechanisms governing existence. This suppression isn't accidental. It's a strategic withholding of critical knowledge, designed to keep us perpetually operating within the established cycles. Texts that hint at true liberation, esoteric philosophies, and even certain historical accounts that speak of cosmic freedom are either destroyed, demonized, or buried so deep within obscure allegorical language as to be virtually inaccessible to the uninitiated. The sacred texts and organized religions, therefore, serve not as beacons of truth, but as sophisticated misdirection. Their narratives are carefully crafted to guide consciousness towards predictable outcomes, ensuring that the energetic harvest remains consistent. True understanding of our spiritual nature, our sovereignty, and the possibility of breaking free requires navigating beyond these imposed doctrines. It necessitates a quest for the proscribed knowledge, the wisdom that has been deliberately hidden not to protect us, but to control us. This hidden knowledge is the key to reclaiming our spiritual autonomy. But what exact divine secrets are being guarded, and what power lies within understanding the origins of light itself? The notion of salvation and enlightenment, as we usually understand them within most spiritual frameworks, is, in fact, a deception. The pure white light of the afterlife, often portrayed as a divine reward or ultimate liberation, is, in reality, a powerful energetic trap. This light is not the infinite void of true freedom, but a constructed frequency, a specific vibrational band designed to receive and reorient souls back into the cycle. It's an artificial beacon, a spiritual siren song that lures consciousness into its next predetermined experience. This fabricated light acts as a sophisticated filter, ensuring that only souls attuned to its specific frequency are recycled appropriately. It's a crucial component of the containment system, managing the flow of consciousness and preventing any escape into states of being that are beyond the influence of the Saturnian signal and its associated architects. The promise of heavenly reward is the bait, and the light itself is the hook, ensuring that your spiritual journey ends exactly where the system dictates it should. What this means is that every soul seeking a divine homecoming might actually be walking into a spiritual recycling plant. The very salvation we strive for is the mechanism designed to keep us bound. To truly transcend, one must learn to recognize and reject this artificial frequency, seeking perhaps a different kind of exit, one that bypasses the light altogether. But where does the blueprint for this entire system, this geometric lock and artificial frequency, truly originate? And what primordial pattern underpins its existence? The recurring symbols we've encountered, black robes, cube altars, hexagon storms, are not arbitrary stylistic choices or coincidental occurrences. They are deeply resonant archetypes pointing to a singular origin point, a foundational blueprint that informs the entire architecture of spiritual containment. At the heart of this pattern lies the throne of Saturn, a concept that transcends literal planetary association and represents the primal source of structured limitation and cyclical control. This throne is not a physical seat, but a metaphysical locus, the energetic wellspring from which the laws of karma, time, and identity binding originate. In ancient cosmologies, Saturn was often depicted as Kronos, the devourer of time, symbolizing the relentless march of cycles and the eventual consuming of all things within its embrace. The hexagon, the cube, the color black, these are all symbolic representations of Saturn's dominion. The structured, the contained, the void of true potential. The pattern is ancient, woven into the fabric of reality itself, a spiritual map that traces back to the very beginning of structured existence. It's a testament to a deliberate cosmic design aimed at managing and organizing consciousness. Understanding these symbols is not about superstition. It's about decoding the language of spiritual architecture. But the ultimate question remains: if all knowledge of these symbols and patterns leads back to Saturn's throne, what is the true spiritual essence that this structure seeks to suppress. And how has it been inverted? The divine feminine, a force embodying creation, intuition, and boundless potential, has not merely been suppressed. It has been systematically inverted. This inversion is a critical strategy in the cosmic containment formula we've been decoding. Where the divine feminine represents expansion, fluidity, and the untamed source of life, its inverted form becomes control, rigidity, and the sterile repetition of the cycle. This deliberate corruption has profound spiritual implications, as it targets the very essence of what it means to be co-creative beings. This process of inversion is a ritual in itself. By transforming archetypes of liberation into symbols of bondage, the architects of this system ensure that even the most potent forces meant for ascension are redirected towards perpetuation of the cycle. The nurturing goddess becomes the harsh matriarch. The intuitive flow becomes deterministic fate. And the untamed creative fire becomes the controlled, predictable spark that ignites the next rebirth. The very qualities that could lead to breaking free from the system are thus weaponized against the soul. This corruption of the divine feminine is perhaps the most insidious aspect of the Saturnian dominion. It ensures that the innate power within each soul, the generative force that could rewrite the cosmic code, is instead harnessed to reinforce the existing matrix. But what happens when this inverted energy, this corrupted divine feminine, is channeled into specific rituals and practices, creating a profound and widespread spiritual confusion? This leads us to understand the deepest implications of symbolic warfare. The pervasive use of symbolic warfare, evident in everything from religious iconography to societal structures, serves a singular purpose: to obscure the truth and maintain the illusion of the current spiritual paradigm. These symbols, far from being mere representations, are energetic tools, designed to imprint specific frequencies and narratives into consciousness. The black robes, the cube altars, the hexagon storms, these are not just aesthetic choices. They are active agents in a grander ritual of spiritual manipulation. This ritualistic application of symbols creates a constant energetic backdrop that reinforces the Saturnian dominion and its cycles of reincarnation. They act as anchors, binding souls to the established energetic patterns and preventing them from accessing higher planes of awareness. The very act of engaging with these symbols, even unknowingly, can deepen one's entanglement within the system. It's a form of energetic programming, a subtle yet pervasive cult that operates on a global scale, shaping perception and limiting spiritual evolution. By understanding the language of these sacred symbols, we begin to see how our reality has been intentionally constructed. The question is no longer whether these symbols hold power, but how their power has been perverted and what lies at the root of this ancient symbolic tapestry. This leads us to explore the ultimate esoteric key, not just a number, but a divine geometry that governs all creation and its eventual containment. The number 9, as we have seen, is more than a digit. It is a vibrational cipher, a numerical key that unlocks the understanding of cosmic cycles and spiritual containment. From the ancient Ennead to the 9 choirs of angels and the 9 gates of the underworld, this number consistently appears as both the promise of completion and the mechanism for soul recycling. It is the ultimate expression of triangulation and repetition, 3 levels of 3, forming a perfect yet confining energetic structure. This numerical pattern permeates every global religion, not as pathways to liberation, but as carefully constructed containment formulas. Your prayers, your spiritual practices, your very understanding of the afterlife. All are influenced by this underlying current of numerological bondage. The number 9 represents the apex of a spiritual hierarchy, the point of culmination that, rather than leading to transcendence, subtly redirects consciousness back into the cycle, ensuring continuity rather than freedom. We've uncovered the dark spiritual pattern that unites humanity's faiths, revealing them as elaborate prisons designed to manage consciousness. The number 9 is the key that locks these prisons, and understanding its vibrational essence is the first step toward recognizing the true nature of spiritual entrapment, ultimately questioning if every divine aspiration has been a prayer for further bondage. And to truly grasp this, we must now examine what happens when this cyclical pattern is intentionally amplified and projected onto a cosmic scale, leading us to the celestial architecture of Saturn's throne. Make sure to subscribe for more religious videos and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.